Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Let me just test the mic real quick. Okay, it's perfect. Okay, how you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. My name's Marlon, and this is episode 26 of Kingdom Hearts 2. How you guys doing on this Saturday? Well, according to my time zone, pre-evening. Mine was a bit uneventful, actually. Just a typical errands type of Saturday. And I will go to the. I'm actually going to the convention tomorrow since I didn't get any, didn't hear back or anything. But I'm actually gonna go like early, and hope that things will go well. But other than that, it's fine. It's fine so far. Now, we are going to play Kingdom Hearts 2, but that will happen at around 7 o'clock, which is in about an hour from now. But in the meantime, it's just going to be me talking about the weather in the first hour, and that includes the tropical update. So, what do we have? We got 58 active weather alerts. We have 6 severe thunderstorm warnings in Illinois, Michigan, Indiana. Sorry about that. 4 flash flood warnings in Illinois, Florida, and I think they're in Puerto Rico in Canada. Let me check, folks, where those places are. Actually, it's in the U.S. Virgin Islands, along with a special weather statement there, just to the east of Puerto Rico. Special marine warnings in Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, and of course the parts of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's all because of Aaron, which we're going to get to in a moment. Severe special weather statements are located in Michigan, Georgia, Florida, Wisconsin, Tennessee. I already said Florida, Michigan, Georgia, Texas, Montana. I think I already said Florida, but whatever. 1 dense fog advisory, 3 air quality alerts, 18 flood warnings, and 3 red flag warnings. Okay, so let's just make this quick right now. So what do we have here? We got some spotty thunderstorms stretching from places like west of Boston all the way down to Washington, D.C. and points west and south. But right now, it's not looking like it's much a threat, just in a few areas, particularly in places just west of Boston, west of the Beltway, located right now in near Amherst and down to New City, with Rockland County, Westchester, Putnam, Orange County, but just a little bit, it's just entered New Jersey and about to affect the northern part of the New York City area, plus parts of Suffolk County, eastern Connecticut. Hold on a minute, folks. All right, I'm back. Still, though, well, there are spotty thunderstorms in the eastern part of Pennsylvania. Hold on a minute, folks. There we go. All right, and more thunderstorms to the southwest, just located outside of the state capital, going down into Hagerstown, Frederick, Maryland, with a flood warning that's in place just on the eastern side of town. And more thunderstorms on the Appalachian Mountain Range, passing through central Virginia, central Maryland, eastern West Virginia, western Virginia, then all the way down along the Appalachian Mountains, where You're going to see plenty of storms throughout parts of the south. Elsewhere, throughout the northeast, all is good. Plenty of areas of high pressure, yet ironically, there's supposed to be symbols of places where you'd find dry weather, but just a few places there are some daytime heating, which has led to some thunderstorms that just popped up in many places throughout the northeast. Now going down south, we got plenty of pop-up thunderstorms throughout the region. Mostly widespread though, but in Tennessee, well, it's no exception. Though in the central part of the state, it's mostly clear for the most part. But you're seeing some pop-up thunderstorms passing through to the south on either side of the state. But in the middle, it's just not much though. Racing down towards Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, even through the Carolinas right now. And the Carolinas in many parts, especially located near Lumberton, Fayetteville, Myrtle Beach, Georgetown, and Hinesville, Georgia. You're seeing some flood warnings that are in effect right now. And you go down to Florida, where special weather statements start from Valdosta, Georgia, going through I-75 towards north of Tampa. All of it's caused by the convergence of sea breezes from either the Atlantic and the Gulf, which usually happens during the summertime, folks, and thus you get some daily thunderstorms. And that seems to be the case in the northern half of Florida. But in the southern part of Florida, just a few showers and thunderstorms just racing across through the Everglades, leaving the metropolitan parts of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, going along through the Tamiami Trail and the I-75 as well, exiting, and the Keys, for the most part, it's getting clear, but still not off the hook with some thunderstorms. There still could pop up. Then you go to Arkansas, Louisiana, still pop-up thunderstorms throughout much of the region. Lake Charles getting a lot of moderate to heavy rain, but mostly on the northwestern side, crossing into Texas and Oklahoma. Not much going on in the Sooner State, just on the peninsula part of the state, plus the other peninsula in Texas, but starting to clear up for the most part. Eastern half of Texas, pop-up thunderstorms are present, racing towards places like Dallas-Fort Worth, giving oh boy, western tip of Texas, plenty of thunderstorms as well, just on the west side of the dry line, especially in New Mexico, but we'll get to that in a moment. There's one special weather statement located in Jasper, Texas, just north of Beaumont, as you go up Route 96. U.S. Route 96. Then you go to the Midwest, particularly in the Ohio River Valley, where there are quality alerts throughout the Louisville area, especially anywhere west of Cincinnati and the southeastern part of Indiana. There are flood warnings that are in effect right between Indianapolis and Louisville, but mostly it's because of pop-up thunderstorms giving way to moderate to heavy rains, which could lead to some flooding. But flash floods, it's not really much of a thing though. Well, there is a flash flood warning just located in Danville, Illinois, and Shelbyville. There's a flood warning there. Ohio, for the most part, they had some pop-up thunderstorms, but some of it's starting to clear out, yet moving down south, though, for the most part. And still, Indiana has a few places with thunderstorms that are ongoing, especially on the outside of the St. Louis area. Chicago, they are dealing with thunderstorms right now, and there are 3 severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect in and around Chicago. And especially special marine warnings, both along the lake shores of Chicago and up north towards Kenosha, Illinois. Oh, I mean, Wisconsin. Sorry about that. One severe thunderstorm warning is located in Gary, Indiana. Though it might as well just pay respects to the king of pop. I mean, let's just say that his birthday's coming up. Let's see, how old is he? I would say probably he's about to turn 67. Yeah, he's gonna turn 67 in a few days. So, anyway, what am I talking about? Anyway, so let's move on to Michigan and Wisconsin. There are severe thunderstorm warnings just south of Lansing, and as well as well, I don't know if there was a severe thunderstorm warning, but there is no, not special. There are special weather statements in Madison and Milwaukee. I just. You know what, for the most part, folks, let's just call it a flood warning. If it were darker, if the green were darker, then it would be a flash flood warning, but for the most part, you're getting some thunderstorms coming from central Wisconsin, swinging towards the southeast, folks, in places like Milwaukee, Madison, crossing into Lake Michigan and into Michigan, and even affecting places in the northern suburbs of Chicago. And there are some thunderstorms that are present near Detroit to the southeast. More special weather statements all across the lower peninsula of Michigan. And the Sault Ste. Marie is currently dealing with moderate to heavy rain for right now, but starting to move away for the most part. But other places in Wisconsin, to the northwest, western Wisconsin, it's starting to dry up for the most part, but eastern Wisconsin, that includes Green Bay as well, they are not off the hook, unfortunately, and as well as lower peninsula Michigan. In the Dakotas, you do have some showers and clouds, maybe a few rumbles of thunder in the Dakotas, as showers coming from Wyoming and Montana start to move towards the Dakotas. Flood warnings have been effective for some time in western Minnesota and near Aberdeen, South Dakota. Well, what's this all about? Well, there are stationary fronts. There's a stationary front sneaking through eastern Montana, through South Dakota, central Minnesota, and through the Great Lakes, transitioning into a cold front and into Canada. Into Iowa and the Missouri River Valley, well, there are just a few places with some with some clouds and showers. Not much action going on, but mostly in the western part of the side of the Great Plains, in Nebraska and Kansas. On the eastern side, it's quite clear, and just a few clouds and showers and a few storms just near the St. Louis area, and especially on the southern part of Jefferson City, the state capital of Missouri. Now we go to the northern Rockies, where there is a cold front right behind the stationary front to the west, and it's swinging from northwestern Montana through northern Idaho and into the leeward side of the Cascades in Oregon. Then transitioning into a stationary front before, just when it gets to Redding, it then returns as a cold front and then moves out into the Pacific. What does that mean? It means that you're about to see some showers and storms moving to the northeast, affecting places like the northern parts of the Great Basin, the northern Rockies, the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho. Even despite the fact that there are red flag warnings in southeastern Idaho and special weather statement near Pocatello. Even just west of Jackson, there's a red flag warning. But just because weather's dry there, it doesn't really mean that the rain there is going to be any benefit. You still need enough rain, but not all at once. Just a consistent amount of rain would stop red flag warnings from showing up again, at least for a long while. Well, right now that doesn't seem to be the case. There's plenty of there are plenty of thunderstorms throughout Wyoming and Idaho and even much of Montana. And that goes for Colorado, Utah, and parts of Idaho, of Nevada. Two special weather statements, just on either side of Pueblo, just distant, just far away from each other, though. In the desert Southwest, plenty of pop-up showers and storms on the eastern side of Arizona, and as well as eastern New Mexico. California, not much is going on. Just on the northern part of the state, cold front starts to move in, make its way to the northeast, affecting places like Redding, and especially anyone driving along I-5 just north of Redding or even north of Chico. In the Pacific Northwest, cold front sweeping through the leeward side of the Cascades in Oregon, Washington State. For now, just a few pop-up showers in parts of the western part of Washington State, particularly like near Olympia and Olympic National Park, and about to affect places like Seattle. With Spokane, they had showers just a bit while ago, but that's all that for now. Now let's move on to here. There you go. Now, folks, let's try to make this quick. So, generally, winds are moving to the northeast, but some sea breezes, plenty of sea breeze to go around throughout the northeastern beaches. Just blowing up to 25 miles per hour in some places, though. And just somewhat light and variable winds along the Appalachian Mountains. Temperatures in New England and upstate New York, they are in the mid-70s to upper 80s. And you go to the New York City area where temperatures are in the upper mid-70s to mid-80s, Pennsylvania 80s. Then we go down to the mid-Atlantic where you have Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, and DC. Temperatures are in the mid-70s to upper 80s. West Virginia, temperatures are in the 80s. To the southeast, somewhat light and variable winds, though an area of surface high pressure is located somewhere along the lower Mississippi, and winds are somewhat light and variable, but by anywhere east of the Mississippi, though, winds are generally blowing to the south, though, moving at no more than 20 miles an hour for the most part. But in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, winds are whipping up to at least 30, all because you have a strong surface low just offshore from the Outer Banks of North Carolina, in which case we'll get to them in a moment, in which they did mention that something in the National Hurricane Center website. Let's see what we have here. In the Carolinas, temperatures are in the upper 70s to mid-80s. In Georgia, temperatures are in the mid-70s to upper 80s. Tennessee, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid-90s. And that goes for Alabama and Mississippi. Arkansas, temperatures are in the 90s to low hundreds. Louisiana, temperatures are in the 90s. Then we go down to Florida. Florida, you have plenty of converging winds that are coming from the Atlantic and the Gulf, giving way to some daytime thunderstorms all across the peninsula part of the state. In the Keys, winds are moving to the southwest at up to 15 miles an hour. All across the Sunshine State, temperatures are in the 80s to low 90s. Texas and Oklahoma, winds are generally blowing to the north, coming from the Gulf, though. And winds are around 20 to 30 miles per hour in some places, but others just a little light, though. Temperatures in Oklahoma, they are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. In the western, in the panhandle of Texas, temperatures are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. Western Texas, temperatures range from 77 in Alpine to 97 in San Angelo. Southern Texas, temperatures are in the upper 80s to low hundreds. Eastern and northeast Texas, temperatures are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. To the Midwest we go. So winds are somewhat light and variable throughout the Ohio Valley. Kentucky, it looks like winds are actually moving to the south, though at up to 10 miles an hour. Winds in the northern parts of Illinois, Indiana, they are moving to the northeast, but a little light and variable, just located north of Peoria. In Ohio, northern Ohio, winds are moving to the east at up to 10 to 15 miles an hour. Temperatures throughout Ohio, Indiana, they are in the 80s. Kentucky, temperatures are in the 80s to mid 90s. Illinois, upper 80s to mid 90s. Let's go to the Great Lakes region, where you have light and variable winds, or rather converging winds in northern Wisconsin, and somewhat light and variable winds in the lower peninsula of Michigan, though they shift to the east at up to 20 miles an hour. In the upper peninsula, winds are coming from the north at up to 20 miles an hour as well. And in southern Wisconsin, winds are coming from the southwest at up to 25 miles an hour. Temperatures in the lower part of Michigan, they are in the 80s. Upper peninsula, mid 60s to upper 70s. Wisconsin, upper 80s to upper 60s to low 90s, 80s. Sorry about that. In the Dakotas and Minnesota, you have winds that are generally blowing to the west, but in the Dakotas, winds are speeding at around 30 miles an hour. For the most part, temperatures, well, the winds in Minnesota, they're up to 25. Temperatures throughout Minnesota, they are in the upper 60s to mid 80s. The Dakotas, temperatures are in the mid 70s to upper 80s. Let's go down to the Missouri River Valley. Winds are generally coming from the south, blowing up to 30 miles an hour. And light and variable winds on the southeastern part of Missouri, and as well as western Nebraska. Temperatures in Iowa, well, winds are up to 25 miles an hour throughout other parts of Missouri and in parts of Iowa. Temperatures in Nebraska, they are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Kansas, 90s. Iowa, temperatures are in the mid 70s to mid 90s. Missouri, temperatures are in the 90s. Winds are generally coming from the west. In some places, they're blowing up to 30 miles an hour. Others just light and a little bit variable in some places. But in eastern Wyoming, as well as eastern Montana, winds are generally shifting to the north at up to 30 miles an hour in many places. But in central Montana and northern Wyoming, it looks like light and variable winds for the most part. Temperatures in Montana, they range from 70 in Kalispell to 93 in Billings. Temperatures in northern Idaho, they are in the 60s to mid 70s. Southern part, upper 70s to low 90s. Wyoming, temperatures are in the upper 70s to mid 80s. Okay, so what do we got for Nevada? Nevada, you have winds that are coming from, well, all the winds are shifting to the northeast, in some places just up to 30 miles an hour. Utah also blowing to the northeast at up to 30 miles an hour in some places. Colorado, winds are shifting to the east on the western side at up to 25 to 30 miles an hour in a few places. Otherwise, it's going to be light and variable. But on the eastern side, winds are moving to the north at up to 30 miles an hour. Temperatures in Nevada, they range from 77 in Ely to 98 in Las Vegas. Utah, temperatures range from 80 in Richfield to 93 in St. George. Colorado, 75 in Colorado Springs to 89 in Denver. Desert Southwest. Winds in Arizona, they're coming from the Gulf, shifting to the east in some places, particularly on the eastern side. But in the western side, winds are still moving to the north at up to 30 miles an hour, but a little lighter to the east. And in New Mexico, on the western side, winds are coming from the west, blowing up to 30 miles an hour in some places, but then shifting to the north on the eastern side, up to 30 miles per hour, maybe a little faster in a few areas. Let's see, temperatures in Arizona, in New Mexico, they range from 79 in Gallup to, well, they are in the upper 70s to low 80s, in low 90s, I mean. Arizona, on the northern side, temperatures range from 73 in Flagstaff to 89 in Kingman. South side, 71 in Alpine to 91 in Tucson, to 102 in Phoenix, and Yuma, 104. Let me see the chat real quick, if I missed any. Yeah, I don't know if I missed any. If I did, I deeply apologize for that, folks. In California, so what we got? Plenty of onshore winds, just in the immediate northern side of the San Francisco Bay Area. Winds are whipping up to about up to 35 miles an hour, and basically you have winds on the southeastern part of the San Francisco Bay Area, just up to 25 to 30 miles an hour. Yet winds in the Central Valley, California, they are blowing through the Sierras. In Los Angeles, in Southern California, they're blowing through the Mojave Desert at up to 20 miles an hour, as well as the Central Valley, California. The mountains, it's somewhat light and variable. Temperatures range from 64 along the coast. Temperatures range from 64 in Eureka to 82 in LA. In the Central Valley area, temperatures are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. In Dio, temperatures is at 100 degrees, Pacific Northwest. Winds are coming from the west. They're generally blowing to the east, but in Central Oregon, there's a little light, though, from Medford all the way to Walla Walla. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what's going on. On the eastern side of Washington State, winds are whipping up to 30 miles an hour in sustained winds, especially in Spokane. Temperatures in Oregon, they are in the 70s to low 80s. Washington State, temperatures are in the low 70s to mid 80s. Now let's zoom out. Where the gusts, well, plenty of gusts are located in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, blowing at up to 30 to 40 miles an hour. And a few places in the southeast, they're actually blowing up to 40 to 50 miles an hour. Depending on the actual local reports, they tell you more accurate readings based on what they observed. Yeah, that's what I recommend to you guys. Just consult with your local officials for accurate readings, because they're the ones who provide real-time observations. This is just an estimate, folks. Gusts of up to 40 to 50, maybe up to 60 miles per hour in a few places throughout the Great Plains, especially in the northern Rockies. A few places in the Great Basin up to 40 miles an hour, and especially in some parts of the desert Southwest and the mountainous parts of California, but just north of the San Francisco Bay Area and the Cascades, just up to 30 to 40 miles an hour in gusts. Oh yeah, and let's not forget to mention that there are winds of up to 30 to 50 miles an hour in eastern Iowa, especially in the upper Mississippi Valley, just up to 40 miles an hour. Of course, you do see plenty of cyclones that you guys are seeing. This one's extratropical, and this one is also extratropical. And this one is Erin, which we're going to get to in a moment. Let's talk about humidity. So where's the humidity? So plenty of humidity in the southeast, like Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. A lot of humidity in the upper Mississippi Valley, in the Great Lakes region, and especially a cold front that's coming from Kalispell all the way down to Eureka. Hold on a minute, folks. Ouch! Man, sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Now, what about rainfall accumulation? So, rainfall accumulation is just up to an inch of rain in Georgia, parts of Florida, in the Great Lakes region, upper Mississippi Valley. Rainfall estimates are up to 2 to 3 inches, maybe up to 4 locally. Heavier amounts of rain in the Great Lakes region and the upper Mississippi Valley, and going into the Dakotas as well. Maybe up to half an inch to an inch of rain right along Northern California, all the way to northeastern Oregon and western Texas too. Alright, now let's switch gears to see what's going on in the upper part of the atmosphere. So assume that this is right now. Alright, folks. So what do we have? Well, we do have a ridge that's located in the central part of the country, particularly just north, located over the Dakotas. There is an upper level high located over the Ozarks in the mid-Mississippi Valley. A trough is just located near the Pacific Northwest, and another one located near the Hudson Bay in Canada. What does this mean? Well, there's going to be plenty of hot temperatures throughout the middle part of the country, but however, given that there's not enough heat warnings, excessive heat warnings throughout the center part of the country, it's probably due to it looks like the upper level high. It doesn't really look like it's quite organized. It looks a little weak. Alright, so you're experiencing right now, what does this mean in English? So it means there's plenty of storms located in the western part of the country, and as well as the St. Lawrence River Valley, if I'm not mistaken. Oh wait, I'm not. Plenty of storms throughout the southeast, but they're actually pop-up storms, and upper level winds are relatively weak, which means updrafts from the surface because of daytime heating tends to be a lot stronger than the winds aloft, which means they pop up during the afternoon, thus causing some daytime thunderstorms. Alright, so what about tomorrow night, which is going to be Sunday night? The ridge is going to be located over the upper Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region. A trough would be just near British Columbia, just to the northwest of Washington State. And also there's another trough just to the north of Maine. Oh yeah, but get this. There is Erin that's coming from the southeast, from the Caribbean, and it's going to make its way in the direction of the United States East Coast. Now, although the upper level high kind of exists, but it's not really doing enough to keep the storm from moving away, at least by then. What do I mean by it, folks? I mean, you need an upper level high that'll serve as a way to keep the storm from going to wherever it wants to. But, on the bright side, you do have this trough, and this trough could likely pick up the storm and just move it out to sea. Well, we'll see about that using the GFS model, which we're using right now. Now, we move on to Monday night, and it does make its way to the northwest. And a bit of a zonal flow located in the northern plains, and a little bit of an upper level high located over the desert southwest and Great Basin area. But although there is going to be a ridge that's going to occur throughout the northern Rockies, and I think there could be another one just located north of Ohio, and a tiny bit of trough just north of Lake Superior, which means there could be somewhat weather in Lake Superior, upper Michigan, and as well as more storms throughout the Pacific Northwest all the way down the west coast, and especially parts of the Great Basin and northern Rockies too. And more pop-up thunderstorms, but however, all eyes are on Erin. So even though Erin looks like as though it may not have the potential to make landfall anywhere along the East Coast directly, but its indirect impacts could be felt all across the East Coast, which means beach erosion and rip currents, as well as some swelling and I think I already said coastal flooding, but beach erosion, if I haven't really said anything about it. Now, finally, what about Tuesday night? Well, it's going to head up north, folks. There is going to be a trough that's going to pick up the storm by then. Now, let me go back. Okay, let me move slowly. So the ridging is going to occur in Michigan, and then it starts dipping down. All right, and that is that's going to happen Tuesday night. As a result of that, a trough will occur there. There's going to be somewhat weather in the northeast, and as well as an upper level high that's going to occur throughout the Great Basin, as well as the Rockies and the desert southwest. It could contribute to heat waves at that time. Plus, there's going to be plenty of storms throughout the west coast, as you can see. Now, as long as we're using the GFS model, we can also look further into the tropics. So let me zoom out, folks, using the North Atlantic map. And this is what we got, folks. So there's a trough that's going to be over Ohio and the Great Lakes region. It's going to pick up the storm, and there could be something that could form in the tropical Atlantic. And all of that is going to be something that's going to be worth keeping an eye on as soon as this moves out, if that's going to be a thing. Now, let's time it out and just see what's going to happen on Wednesday night. And it looks like as though that trough is going to pick up the storm, although it's going to hug along the coast, but it's not going to be direct. It's not going to be a direct landfall anytime soon. And there could be something forming located just to the east of the Windward Islands. Not much going on in the Gulf. Now, what about going forward to Thursday night? By Thursday night, the system is going to form. Erin will move out, yet will weaken as it enters through cold waters. Alright, and what about Friday night? Okay, so it's going to make landfall somewhere in the Windward Islands. I'll have a friend of mine do all the talking. Yeah, because he has his tropical update, and his is more detailed. I could probably ask him for his expertise on tropical weather, since he is more of an expert than I am. Okay. Anyway, Erin is gonna dissipate. It's just gonna be a big windstorm big rainmaker as it makes its way towards northern Europe, and especially causing some trouble along the Canadian Maritimes. And this system down here, after it crosses the Windward Islands to the west, now we move forward with this and see what's going to happen next Saturday night. So it's going to hug along the Hispaniola. It's going to hug along Hispaniola next Saturday night, and then by next Sunday night, it'll make landfall in Haiti, and then to southeastern Cuba. And then after that, it'll get through Cuba by Monday night. Yeah, that's it. I mean, because right now, I mean, the whole thing is still running, you know, with the whole, you know, getting, you know, more forecasts and more forecast hours to be loaded, just to be processed. Okay, now let me get a drink of water, folks. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so what do we got, folks? Hold on a minute. Okay. This is the European model, and what we're discussing right now is what's going to happen starting at this time, Saturday night. So, let's see with the European model. Let's just advance to 24 hours from now, which is here. And from what it looks like, it's going to get near the southern end of the Bahamas. Just north of the Dominican Republic. And there's going to be a tiny bit of trough. It's going to pick the storm up, but otherwise it's going to get picked up by another trough behind it. Let's move on to another 24 hours, which is Monday night. Looks like as though it missed its opportunity. But there's going to be a trough, as you can see, just located along the Great Lakes region to the northwest. This could pick up the storm. Watch this, and also there's a tiny bump which could indicate a tropical wave in the making coming out of Africa. But we'll see about that. Let's see what happens on Tuesday night. Yeah, by Tuesday night. Yeah, that trough would make its way to catch the storm. And tropical waves still right behind Aaron, making its westward move. And by Wednesday night, yeah, look at that. Looks like the storm's going to move a lot closer to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. But this trough right here says, oh, hell no! No way you're going to touch the East Coast. You do that, I'm going to scoop you up and send you right back to Europe. Or right back to the Atlantic, if you know what I mean. And so, what'll happen in the next 24 hours, starting from Wednesday night, it's gonna, this trough will pick up the storm. By Thursday night, a little bit of a tropical wave making its way through the Windward Islands to the east of those islands, and another one could be in the making. Let me just go back. So, trough. Yep. There you go. It's picking up. Yep. Saved by a trough. Alright. And now by Friday night, it's It's adios, Aaron. Bye-bye. But, however, we could have a tropical wave that has potential to become a tropical storm as it crosses through the Windward Islands by Friday night, and another set of tropical waves right behind it. I mean, you're not going to get much strengthening because Aaron has stolen the fuel from the hurricanes, the tropical waves right behind Aaron. Hold on a minute, folks. All right, I'm back. Okay, so this is Friday night, and now let's move on to another 24 hours from then, and it'll be exactly 1 week from now. This is next Saturday night, right? So there's going to be a tropical system. It could be a tropical storm, and it's going to be just northeast of the Dominican Republic. There's going to be another set of storms right behind it, just east of the Windward Islands. And there's going to be a trough. That'll probably get picked up. And now let's go further into this whole inquiry. So let's check this out. By next Sunday night, it could be a defined storm, a Category 1 hurricane. That's just my prediction. And systems right behind it, it looks like as though they might not be able to head straight for the Windward Islands. It will probably get picked up by a trough located, as you can see, right in the heart of the Atlantic. And by Monday night, yeah, it's going to get picked up, and it's all because of this trough. It's going to pick the system up and then skirt it out of here, along with another system to pick up by this trough. So by next Tuesday night, it's history. But there could be a chance that there's another tropical wave right behind another set of what I call a defected type of systems. I say defected because unlike Aaron, those systems right behind Aaron, they withstood no chance of developing into a system of its own. And Aaron went through a rapid intensification, and it was so bad that it reached, well, I don't mean to spoil it, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Now, by next Wednesday night, it's going to be quiet. Maybe not much going on in the Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, strong winds aloft, Gulf, not much going there. But maybe something coming out of Africa. And then by next Thursday night, yeah, not much, to be honest. Then by next Friday night, well, it's too strong. Plenty of dust to kick in. And it looks like as though that there is going to be a lot of troughs that are going to occur on the eastern side of the United States. Yeah, which means like cold weather is going to spill into the Northeast, going into the middle or late part of not this coming week, but the one after that, probably close to Labor Day. So, which means that summer is going to be over, and I'm sad about it. Now, I know that you guys may say, "Oh, you're not sad about it." Truth is, I am. Because, everything was fine. Kids, they're just chilling. But when school happens, they get picked up by their parents. But, of course, they have to go back to school. But still, it's the traffic. You know what I mean, folks? Now, let's try Saturday night. Not much going on. tropical wave. And, well, that's that. But now let's talk about the National Hurricane Center. Let's see. Okay, before we can get to that, I know. Okay, so this system that you guys just saw, what it looked like as though it may be Erin, but it's not. It's not Erin. That's off the coast. This is just a system that is strong enough to cause some strong winds and even heavier rains, but it doesn't mean that it is a tropical system. Although it has a 10% chance of development, but I checked the models, both European and the American models, the GFS model, and you guys, if you guys were paying attention, then you guys, hold on a minute. As I said, if you guys were paying attention to the runs that I've done for the GFS and the European models, then you guys would understand that this system has very little or no chance of development. In my prediction, that's that. It's the end. The end of story for this system. 10% chance. Yes, it does look like as though that it may be a system, but after that, it's just not going to have its barometric pressure drop just a little lower. I mean, it's got plenty of upper level winds, which means, voila, auf Wiedersehen, bye-bye. Off it goes. Erin, on the other hand, let's check real quick. As of 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time or 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, this system has reached Category 5 status. Category 5 status happens when a hurricane, or in its major hurricane status, has reached winds that exceed 156 miles per hour. Just because it's 155 doesn't mean that it's a Category 5. But the only reason why it was a Category 5 hurricane just after the 11 a.m. advisory this morning was only because the hurricane hunters were out there and they were investigating the system. And from what it looked like, that they were able to detect that this system, the maximum sustained winds have passed 155 miles per hour. So, in other words, it has reached 160 miles per hour. Therefore, it is a Category 5 hurricane. Now, why? How did this happen? I'll tell you what happened. It's because it went through rapid intensification. We'll get to... Okay, this is the perfect weather topic of the day. We'll hold on to your hat, folks, because this is the most important weather topic of the day that you guys gotta be there after I play Kingdom Hearts. Sorry, I had to emphasize about that, but it's just that... this system is sick. Hurricane Erin is sick. So sick, it just exploded. Rapid intensification. Give me a water, folks. Just give me a moment while I get myself a drink. Let me get my water. Oh boy! Oh, hold on a minute. All right. Whew, guys. All right, based on the projected path, you see this cone of uncertainty. This doesn't mean that the cone of uncertainty is going to maximize the size of a hurricane. That's just total nonsense. This means that if it goes on the western side, that just means that it can go like on the west, somewhere between this side of the cone and the eastern side of the cone. And based on the models, it looked like as though that it will get closer to the Outer Banks, but it's not really going to make direct impacts along the East Coast. But right now, on the northern part of the Windward Islands, you can see they are currently under a tropical storm watch. And not much impact's going on right now, but from what it looks like, it's going to maintain its major hurricane status all over for the next 5 days. All right. Now let's see. Okay, just so you know, folks, it's all because there's not much dry air to go around. Not a lot of strong upper level winds, and water's very warm. Just to prove my point, I don't know if I can find any. Man, I hear more annoying noises. Whew. Whoops. Yeah, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, not really what I had in mind, but anyway, it looks like you do have Erin that's located just north of the Virgin Islands. I can't really find the just really can't find the water vapor imagery. But whatever. It is what it is. Now it's time for me to go back. Right? Whew. That was a lot of talking. A lot of emphasis. A lot of dramatic effects. Okay, so now let's talk about the 3-day forecast. So what do we got for the 3-day forecast? Let's start off with the temperatures for tomorrow morning. Well, for tomorrow morning, where are the warm lows? They're going to be in Florida. They're going to be in the lower to mid-Mississippi Valley. And some chilly lows in the Rocky Mountains, parts of the Great Basin, Sierra Nevadas, Cascades. Now, let's talk about tomorrow night. By tomorrow night, there's going to be a lot of heat throughout the Great Plains, mid to low Mississippi Valley, Texas, parts of the Southeast, and even some in the Mid-Atlantic. Some in the Great Basin, eastern Montana, Desert Southwest, Central Valley, California. Chilly temperatures will be in northern New England and northern Minnesota and eastern North Dakota. And now then we move on to Monday morning. Plenty of warm lows in Florida, even parts in the interior part of the Mid-Atlantic, and as well as the Mississippi Valley, southern Arizona. Chilly lows in the Rockies, parts of the Great Basin, parts of California, Sierra Nevadas, Cascades, and a lot of chilly lows throughout the interior parts of the Northeast. And what about Monday night? By Monday night, there's going to be a lot of heat throughout the southern plains, Texas, Mississippi Valley, and parts of the Southeast, as well as the Desert Southwest, eastern Montana, eastern Wyoming, parts of the Great Basin, parts of California. Oh my God. And for Tuesday morning, plenty of warm lows throughout the lower part of the Mississippi Valley, parts of Florida. Oh, look at this, folks. I see swirls of differences in temperature. And that does indicate that some of the cool temperatures may be getting sucked into Erin. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is what I'm seeing, folks. That's for a Tuesday morning. And there's also plenty of warm lows throughout southern Arizona, plenty of chilly lows in the Rockies, Great Basin, much of the West Coast, and that includes the Sierra Nevadas and the Cascades, northern Minnesota, and even parts of the interior Northeast, New England. And finally, plenty of hot temperatures throughout the South, northern Dakotas, northern Rockies, Great Basin, Desert Southwest, parts of California, leeward side of the Cascades. Chilly temperatures throughout New England. Humidity. Where's the humidity? There's a lot of humidity along the East Coast, southern Great Lakes region, Ohio Valley, mid to lower Mississippi Valley, Great Plains, parts of the desert Southwest, and some humidity along the West Coast. Tomorrow night, a lot of humidity occurring throughout much of the East Coast, minus the interior Northeast. The rest of the South, the Great Plains, Mississippi Valley, southern Great Lakes region, and some parts of New Mexico, southern Arizona, and just a tiny bit in the West Coast. Now, what about Monday morning? By Monday morning, there's going to be a lot of humidity throughout the South, the Great Plains, Ohio Valley, Mississippi Valley, but anywhere just south of New York, there's a lot of humidity, but to the north, not much is going on. A little bit of humidity in the southern part of the desert Southwest. Now, there's going to be a lot of humidity throughout places like the eastern side of the Great Plains, the Dakotas, Mississippi Valley, Southeast, Mid-Atlantic, southern Great Lakes region, New Mexico. Now, what about Tuesday morning? A lot of humidity across the South, Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, Great Plains as well, New Mexico. Finally, plenty of humidity in the central third of the country. Then plus Great Lakes region, Southeast, Mid-Atlantic, and even the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest. I don't know if I failed to mention that there is a dense fog advisory just located on the northern coasts, northern beaches of Oregon. Sorry about that. Now let's just transition to Cape just to see what's going on, with any convection. For tomorrow morning, there's a lot of convection throughout the Gulf Coast, some convection all across the Mississippi Valley and the northern plains, parts of Texas, and the Ohio Valley too. There's going to be a lot of convection. If I said humidity, I deeply apologize for that, folks. Because every time when I try to say convection, sometimes I confuse myself with humidity. So if you guys hear me say humidity with me showing you guys the Cape, please type in the chat and remind me. All right, guys. Please do that. Where's the Cape? Where's the updraft? A lot of updraft in the Gulf Coast, Mississippi, Missouri valleys as well. Some convection will occur all along the East Coast and as well as the western side of the Great Plains and parts of the desert Southwest too. Where's the convection for Monday morning? Throughout the Gulf Coast, there's going to be a lot of updraft, especially in the mid-Mississippi Valley, but throughout much of the Great Plains, lower Mississippi Valley, and parts of the southeast, there's going to be some convection. What about Monday night? There's super convection in the mid-Mississippi Valley, Chicago, the Madison, Milwaukee area, Des Moines, Omaha, Lincoln, Kansas City. A lot of convection to deal with, plus more convection along the Gulf Coast. Some convection throughout the rest of the South and the rest of the Great Plains. For Tuesday morning, by Tuesday morning, there's going to be a lot of convection throughout the Gulf Coast, some convection throughout the Mississippi Valley, parts of the Great Plains, the Southeast, and even some in the Front Range of the Rockies. I think I can hear background music, but whatever, it's not getting picked up a lot. A lot of convection throughout the mid-Mississippi Valley, parts of the Ohio Valley, and the Missouri River Valley, lower part I mean. That includes Kansas and Missouri. Hold on a minute, folks. So sorry about that, folks. More updraft, more convection in the Gulf Coast. Some convection will be throughout much of the central third of the country, the southeast. Oh yeah, and there's also going to be some convection along the Gulf Coast in association with Aaron. That's going to occur out to sea, but even so, it doesn't really mean that you're going to escape from its impacts. You're still going to get plenty of choppy waters, which will cause coastal flooding, beach erosion, swelling, and rip currents, stretching from Florida all the way up to Maine, all over the East Coast. But the worst of the impact will be along the Outer Banks, all the way to New Jersey. Okay, and now finally, let's talk about any storms, any rain that's going to happen. Starting tomorrow morning, there's going to be plenty of storms throughout the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes region, all the way to North Dakota. A few pop-up storms throughout parts of the South, even New Mexico, and more showers and a few storms in the Bitterroot Mountains, parts of the Great Basin, Northern Rockies, stray showers and clouds throughout parts of the West Coast. Oh yeah, and let's not forget to mention that there are some storms in northern Maine. And let's go into tomorrow night. So there's going to be storms throughout much of the East Coast, as you can see. And more pop-up storms throughout the rest of the South, and that includes Texas and plus New Mexico. And more storms throughout parts of the Mississippi Valley, Northern Plains, and especially the Rocky Mountains. A few showers and storms throughout Northern California, all the way to the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho. A few clouds and showers, parts of the Pacific Northwest. Now, what about for Monday morning? By Monday morning, there's going to be plenty of showers and clouds throughout parts of the Mid-Atlantic, a few parts of the Northeast, going down to the Southeast, and the rest of the South too. More storms in the Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region, a few places in the Great Plains, and the Dakotas as well will get more storms, and much of the Pacific Northwest gets some clouds and showers, maybe a few storms, stray clouds and showers throughout the rest of some parts of the West Coast. Now, what about for Monday night? By Monday night, a few clouds, showers throughout the Northeast, and especially in the South, but with storms. And more storms throughout the Great Lakes region and front range of the Rockies, Western Plains, and a few showers and clouds in the Northern Rockies, Bitterroot Mountains, and especially in the Pacific Northwest. And what about Tuesday morning? By Tuesday morning, there's going to be plenty of clouds and showers throughout much of the East Coast, plus the Ohio Valley with storms and more storms in the Great Lakes region. Great Plains will get more storms too, in the rest of the Gulf Coast. Maybe a few showers and storms there, and stray clouds and showers in some parts of the West Coast, and even some in eastern Montana, North Dakota too. And finally, by Tuesday night, oh boy, still some showers and clouds throughout the East Coast. More storms still lingering throughout the Great Lakes region, but stretching all the way to Oklahoma. But with a few storms in some parts of the Great Plains, Texas as well, and New Mexico and parts of the desert Southwest. A few clouds and showers throughout parts of the Rockies, and a few clouds and showers throughout parts of the Pacific Northwest. But do keep in mind, for those who are in the Outer Banks, for Tuesday night, although you're not going to get much storms, but your eyes will be all over Erin. Erin is making contact with you. It says, I'm going to get you, but I'm like, no way. No way, you're not my top. So I'm out of here. I get scooped up by the trough. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye, bye, bye. But we'll keep an eye on Erin, even though it's too early in the game. But still, you can't really, rule out potential landfall in the Outer Banks. All right, but we're still going to keep an eye on it, and the accuracy can change overnight. All right, we've seen it with Erin intensifying from a Category 1 to a Category 5 within the past 24 hours, from Friday at noon all the way to 24 hours from then. Okay, so without further ado, I may have talked too much about hurricanes. So in the meantime, let me just clear this up, switch to here, and play the radar for you guys. Now, without further ado, let's get into Kingdom Hearts 2. Whew, that was a lot of talking, folks, about the weather. For those of you who just came in, I deeply apologize for the long wait. There was a lot of talk about Erin. But let's just get into Kingdom Hearts and hope that we get to finishing the game. But I highly doubt that. There's 0% chance I'll finish the game. I mean, I face so many enemies, and many of them are just so relentless. Hold on a minute, folks. Right. Let me just set things up for myself, folks. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, folks. Already set things up for myself. And now, let's get back to work on venturing through the Pridelands. And I gotta tell you, folks, it was nuts out there. What's this? Painting of a lion. Okay, so we're Pride Rock. Oh shit. Bunch of hyenas. Go to hell, you stupid hyenas. The king of the jungle has arrived. Oh shit, it's Pete. I'm gonna go after Pete. I'm gonna get that fat cunt. You're so pathetic, Pete. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you deserve that. And there's gonna be more where that come from. We'll kill you. We'll we'll find Pete and capture him. Let's get the hell out of here, you guys. Where's Donald? Of course you. Mufasa, huh? The son of Mufasa. Yeah. The Wildebeest Valley. Okay, so where do we go now? Oh, I guess we'll have to fight you guys. You know, it's fun to, fight as a cub. You know, a fast-moving cub. It's like driving a car, except you're an animal. Oh, I thought it was a Heartless. Damn, my mind is like so dizzying, even though I'm not dizzy, but still. We're just trying to find our way out of here, you know? Shall we go through here? Hey, Simba, get up. Come on, Simba, dude. Okay, the boar is Pumbaa. And yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched classical Disney movies. And I'm not talking about Pixar. Geez, that's a huge drop down. Damn, dude. Oh, wow. Okay, we learned dash. Okay, that's excellent. Now, for a moment there, like, I was expecting, a long fight with one. I mean, even though I've already done survived, two, guys, two heartless beasts. Well, heartless, I don't know if I want to call that. I wonder if we got any more. Oh, yeah, we got more heartless to fight. More heartless beasts and even a cockroach. Ah, damn. It's like this feeling, you just got hit, you got involved in a car crash. That's that. I guess the only reason why, it was a bit easy was because of the fact that, we just needed to level up. Because at some point, the boss will end up becoming a lot stronger. Excellent, you guys. Excellent. Before we do that, let me go to abilities. Sora. Yeah, I don't see dash. Alright. Oh, for Donald. I don't know if I really want to say. Well, I have to. Okay, so right now. Wonder what's he doing. Ah, Simba. Oh, that asshole. Yeah, Simba's alive, actually. Time for what? Yeah, Pridelands. Yeah, I gotta retreat. Yeah, that was too quick. I couldn't evade his attacks. Okay. Damn, dude. How am I supposed to get Dash right now? Let's just fight one at a time. Oh shit. Yeah, we're not off the hook, you guys. Totally not off the hook. Yeah, he's still... I had him the first time and then I keep screwing things up for myself. Wow. Yeah, I gotta do it one at a time, yeah. Ah! Dick! There we go. Now we got the job done. Excellent. Excellent, you guys. Excellent. You guys did a fantastic job. Seriously. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, we gotta do it one at a time, you guys, because otherwise the big guy's gonna show up and then we're all gonna pay the price. Alright, guys, just give me a sip of water real quick. There could be a Heartless nearby. Alright, let's fight. Hopefully there isn't. Oh shit, you got two guys. Not looking forward to taking on both. There we go. One down, but we may have one more to go. There we go. Now we finished the job. Excellent job, you guys. Excellent. Okay. Hope there's not one more. Okay. The jungle, Pridelands. This is gonna be tricky, you guys. Gotta be careful, you guys. Oh shit! I hate that. Wait, is there more? Oh no! Guys, retreat! Ah! Oh no, two of them! Ah, dick! Finally! What? I still haven't. There's more? Damn, dude! Ah! No! Man! Ah! Dude! Okay, I leveled up to number 40. That's good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Huh? Ah, don't worry about that, you guys. No worries about that, guys. Whew. That was tough. Very tough, you guys. Very tough. Gotta chase it down. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Let's see where that third one is right now. There we go. Excellent, you guys. Two swans, two heartless pelicans. Whew, guys, that was tough. That's Simba. He's taken on a foreign enemy, a band of foreign enemies, the Heartless. Hold on a minute. All right, I'm back. Looks like Simba doesn't have memories now. He finally got it. He finally got his memories. Let's do it. Oh, Timon and Pumbaa. First things first, let's save real quick. Okay, we got the map. That's good. That's something that we need. Okay, but we need to open more. Torn pages, excellent. Now let's save this time. Wait, but first things first, let's buy something. Whew. No, we don't have much, but the best thing we can do is just buy like probably up to 20. And then let's save. Because after all, a friend of mine once told me that saving is your best friend, which is true. Alright, we're in the Oasis right now. Now, let me get a quick sip of water and turn on the light on my end. Just give me a moment, folks. Alright, I'm back. Okay, now let's bring it to action. Oh my god, more annoying people. That's just for a short while. Let's go, you guys. What the hell? Yeah, dude. Yeah, they lost. Yeah, Nala lost her memories. Dude, it's just us, dude. No, no, those stupid hyenas, yeah, and Scar up to no good, along with this Pete guy. Even though we know exactly who he is, but to them, they don't know. Alright, let's leave them alone. Alright, guys. Okay, now it's becoming more of a musical now. Yeah, he got to get his mojo back, you know. Okay, let's save again. Yeah, of course, for those of you who watch The Lion King, you guys probably know, well, even though it's been a really, really, really long time since I've seen it, but Hakuna Matata is definitely, yeah, very important. Just to up the spirits, you know. Yeah, this is a flashback, guys, with Mufasa and his son, you know, Simba. Oh shit! Something bad's happening. Oh wait, that's just Mufasa in heaven. Hold on a minute, folks. Alright, I'm back. And yes, it is that time. Circle of Life. It's one of the Keyblades. Increases MP restoration speed by 25% after MP's consumed. Okay, so party members have been switched out, and party in is Simba, party out. Yeah, let's just go with that in the meantime. Now let's save real quick. Now let's get out there and head back to the jungle. Head back to Pride Rock. Wildcat. Okay, Simba's at level 41. Yeah, look at Simba go. Okay. We're not going to use Wildcat, on small, heartless thugs. Only the ones that are superior we can. But into the wastelands we go. That was too easy. That's the reason why I can't really use it. I mean, you gotta use the most powerful attack and use it the right way, but, in times like this, it's not really one of them. Because it consumes so much MP, in your drops. It's best to just, just conserve them until you take on a very superior, powerful enemy. Let me see for Sora, his abilities. Horizontal Slash, I don't know about that. Auto Valor. Oh, this one's a good one. Let's equip. This is very important. Wildebeest Valley. Okay, now we have a strong enemy. That's what I mean about conserving energy, you guys. You gotta do it the right way. See, this is the reason why. Okay, level 41 for Donald. Okay. Okay. I need... Yeah, we're just gonna slaughter this motherfucker right now. There we go. Nice one, Simba. Excellent. Oh, no, not another one. Oh, boy. Might need another item. Okay, Simba. Okay, now let's... There we go. Yeah, we need to finish slaughtering this motherfucker. Excellent, you guys. Excellent. The savannah. Whew. Yeah, Simba did all the work, you guys. There's Pride Rock. Of course he's alive. Or step down or get killed. Just shut the fuck up, dude. Just drop dead, Scar. Just eat shit and drop dead in vain, piece of shit. Of course. Yeah. I'm gonna finish these assholes for good. Looks like Simba's out, and it's just the three of us again. Well, guess that's it for now. Oh yeah, and where's the saving? Where's the save point? Oh, we'll get to that momentarily. Just need a save point, you guys. Stone Hollow. Save real quick. And given that it is almost 8 o'clock, might as well just leave it at a cliffhanger and finish this tomorrow at 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Before we end the stream, though, we have to talk about what's going on in the tropics, because there could be some changes. I don't know if I already say it, but just but for the sake of things, let's just leave it at that and get back to the menu. Yep. What do you expect, you guys? Of course, he's a cold-hearted murderer. Scar. He killed his own brother, Mufasa. Because he's an asshole. He's a total dick. Alright. Let me just change gears on my end and then change the scene. Okay, now let's change the scene. Oh, forgot to, let's change to this scene, actually. Alright, time to refresh this. Okay, so this is the advisory, and, well, what do you know, folks? It looks like as though that, according to the 8 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, or 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Intermediate Advisory 22A, Saturday, August 16, 2025, Hurricane Erin has slightly downgraded to a Category 4 hurricane, but there's a chance that it could end up going back to a Category 5 hurricane, because sometimes it just has to go through a rapid eye cycle, but I think I may be a little too late with the details. But I just want to check a little further with this, folks. So, of course, the projected path of the storm, the cone of uncertainty, has pointed out that it'll curve out to sea. I mean, whether if it's going to be like on the left side of the cone or the right side of the cone. If it's on the right, that's going to affect Bermuda. That's going to be a huge problem for those folks over there. But for those on the East Coast, well, even if you're not going to get landfall, you're actually going to face some severe coastal impacts like rip currents, coastal beach erosion, coastal flooding, swellings. It's not good to be out in the water, especially when Labor Day's on the horizon. But I would suggest that people do not panic, alright? If you guys are in the mood to get, your hurricane survival stuff, please do that, but don't do it all at once. Please do it before a hurricane would make landfall. Even though it doesn't look like as though it's not going to happen, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Just for you guys to stock up, and please don't make long lines, and please, for the love of God, do it at the last moment. Because there's going to be long lines, fights, traffic, everyone's going to end up going through hell, all that. Oh, man, that is going to be bad. So, your best bet, even if the storm misses the Northeast, and the Southeast as well, and the Mid-Atlantic, do take advantage of the moment of no hurricane making landfall in the next 2 weeks or so by just stocking up on supplies, and don't do it just because everyone else is doing it. Alright? Just do it at a time when not a lot of people are paying attention. All right. That way you be safe than sorry. All right. It wouldn't hurt. Now, let me see any hurricane details. Hold on a minute, folks. Alright, I'm back. Oh yeah, I gotta do something about this, folks. I mean, when I plan to do is that I want to change this to... Yeah, change the units. Hold on a minute, folks. Pressure in hectopascals and winds are in miles per hour. Whew. Right. Now let's see using the hurricane tracker. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is right now in 20 hours, 2000 hours Eastern Daylight Time. Right now it's at 150 miles an hour, and by tomorrow at 1400, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it could reach to about 161 miles an hour. And then Monday, Category 4, then another Category 4 hurricane at 138 miles an hour, downgraded to 127 miles an hour, and then 115 on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, it will maintain its Category 3 status. That's what I can say, folks. Now, let me just move this, and as you can see, folks, this is what we're dealing with. Alright. Okay, so, now this is the perfect place for me to do the weather topic of the day. Okay, so, let me just go ahead and do it, folks. Right about now. But first, I need to get outside noise out of the way. Okay, the weather topic of the day is... let me just see if the stream's picking up. Okay, good, it's picking up. Okay, so the weather topic of the day is rapid intensification. What is rapid intensification? Background noise again. Okay, here it goes. Rapid intensification is a meteorological term describing a tropical cyclone's dramatic strengthening within a short period. Specifically, it's defined as an increase of at least 30 knots or approximately 35 miles per hour or 55 kilometers per hour in the storm's maximum sustained winds within a 24-hour period. This rapid increase in wind speed can significantly escalate the storm's intensity, potentially leading to a more dangerous and destructive weather event. Alright, guys. That's it for the stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. And what about the convention? I'm actually going to go there probably around tomorrow morning. And probably get 2 autographs, and then after that I'll be on my way home, and then I gotta eat lunch and then prepare the stream, yada yada yada. I mean, like, I'm only gonna be there just for about a couple minutes, and then I'll head back home, but Although I wanted to meet all three of my childhood idols together, but only two are going to be there, and one, well, is not going to be there. So maybe I'll see the third one in another time or in another place. Maybe I'll meet up with those two after the convention. I'll probably see the two of them again with the third guy. All right? Yeah, because I really want all three of their autographs. Because they were my childhood heroes, and I'm not talking about the weather. I'm talking about my childhood show. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and until then, peace out, everybody, and do take care of yourselves and each other. Hit me with a follow, turn on the notifications that you guys won't miss out on anything, and that you guys will know when I'll be streaming the next time. But until then, love y'all. Peace out, everybody. Signing out.